Hi everyone, how are you? I'm Adriana Barros, certified BodyTalk practitioner, and today is our second live group healing session in BodyTalk. And the theme for today is anxiety. So for those who do not know about BodyTalk, who have never received a BodyTalk session before, BodyTalk is a consciousness-based healthcare system that is really connected to the body and consults the body in order to look for the priorities in healing that is designed to balance mind, body, and spirit. And it's really about addressing the situation that the person, the individual lived, attaching the emotions used during that experience that will eventually get stored in our subconscious mind, also on our connective tissues. So if it's something traumatic that we've experienced, they get stored and usually on the subconscious mind, so we don't really get in touch with it and relive that situation. However, when it comes to the surface, to the conscious mind, then all the triggers that started that feeling, that situation, will come back to surface, and that's exactly what we address. We need to clear those memories. We need to clear that storage space so it gets stored with something positive. Because if those negativities stay in there on the body, in the body mind, will not only start decreasing the communication, interfering with the communication between the brain and the rest of the body, but also start setting the grounds for the body to start developing diseases in the long run. And that's what we don't want. So BodyTalk is preventive healthcare system, and it's all holistic. So it really looks into the whole body, mind, body, and spirit, and it does use a holistic method versus the Cartesian method. So the Cartesian method is the method that looks into the body in different body parts, and that is the method used by Western medicine and most holistic practices. In BodyTalk, we do address all levels, almost all levels from the body, except for the very top level, the bliss level, and everything from that level down is addressed in BodyTalk. So there's nothing that gets uncovered except for the bliss level, which is the state of self-healing within the body-mind. And once we receive BodyTalk sessions, these sessions start getting stored on our blueprint. So they start getting stored on our cells, on our quantum level of the body, and that's how deep the changes go. So we store those memories of those sessions and we start building up from there. So the body remembers every time he received a BodyTalk session. It is important to have a continuation if you're experiencing a condition and actually something that's been with you for a long time, a chronic disease, for example, to actually start going deep into the emotions. So this is a group setting. A lot of people can benefit from this, but it's not tailored specifically for your condition. So things that come up in this session is for the collective. So it might resonate with you, it might not. However, you always receive. There's always a component in there for you. And even if whatever you experience, it doesn't come up in the session, doesn't mean it's not being addressed. Okay, just so you understand the process and the mechanics of the BodyTalk system. And after you receive the BodyTalk session, it gives you a sense of relaxation. Usually people sleep better, more profoundly. So it's just a way of the body to cope with the healing process, and making you sleep deeply is actually a way to actually going deep into the cellular and quantum levels to start making the changes within the body mind so it can heal. Okay, Another thing that's important to know is that when you receive Body Talk, it's important that you are not driving or operating any mechanical machines or nothing like that. Just be in the receiving state. Try and just be there and just, be calm and tranquil. You can be seated or you can be lying down, it doesn't matter. However, it is important that you just be there without other interactions in your environment, because it's just easier for you to connect. In the beginning, I connect with all of you through my consciousness, and I just go to see if I pick up anything from this energy group, and if not, I start coming up with what's a priority in healing for the body. So I use neuromuscular biofeedback, even if I don't have anybody in front of me, like physically. That's the way I communicate, and so I can get the answers to the questions that I ask to this protocol chart behind me, which it works as a GPS for me to navigate the body and understand and finding out where the spots to be corrected are, so the cold spots in the body, and the priorities in healing in the body mind to be addressed. And that's going to come up for me in a formula, and which is how exactly the body needs in that specific order in order to heal. Once I have all the items listed, I have to then integrate into the body mind, and that's done through tapping of the three brains. And it's the head, the heart, and the enteric brain, also known as the gut brain, so around the abdominal area. So there's a series of processes involved in this tapping, and in Body Talk, we use a series of different techniques to actually promote the healing. And these techniques are understood by practitioners, but it's fine because you just can't be on the receiving mode, and it's okay. So the whole process in Body Talk is actually aiming at bringing the body from the sympathetic mode, which is the stressful mode, the chaos, into the parasympathetic mode, which is to bring the body into a calmer state where healing can take place. And that's why when we are stressed, we start developing diseases, because no healing takes place when we are stressed. So we need to bring those stress levels down. So that's why tapping the cortices every day is very important, and on and off, or consistently, if you are experiencing something like a condition, to have your Body Talk sessions often, so the body can start adjusting. So once you take you out of that chaos, the body starts performing its roles and starts healing as deep as cellular and quantum levels. Okay, and so again, a Body Talk session can be done either hands-on or remotely, and I personally work on people and animals, so animals can also receive Body Talk, not only domestic animals but just any animal. And yes, and even if it's related, if it's remote, the healing is received the same, okay, due to quantum physics, the principle of quantum physics. So if you are ready, you can lie down or sit down and take deep breaths. I'll be taking some notes as we go, and I'll let you know of what's coming up in the session. After I have the formula in place, I'm going to ask you to join me to tap the three brains, which can be done with the hand like this or like this, and then you tap on the head, on the heart, and the enteric brain. That's when the tapping is about to happen. When I have the formula, I'll let you know when that happens, okay? So let me just connect with the energy of anxiety. And before we start the session, just really to illustrate what you guys could be actually feeling when you are anxious. So anxiety is really not living in the present, is living in the future, and being fearful of the unknown, really, that causes apprehension inside of us. And some of the symptoms that anxiety can bring about is heart palpitation, short of breath, chest tightness, panic attack, paranoia, nervousness, apprehension, fear, and even headaches, right? So those are the symptoms, some of the symptoms. And when we are experiencing anxiety, there are a few brain parts that are involved in the process. So amygdala, which is responsible for fear, for anger, punishment, survival, and also triggers the fight and flight response. The hippocampus is the one that records memories of objects and facts that we've lived. And then we have the left and right hippocampus, and that is then where we process visual and auditory visual process. Now, then there's the thalamus and the hypothalamus also in the process of anxiety. So all these brain parts get involved when we are anxious and stressed. So in this case, it would affect also our sense of smell, for example. It could also affect the way we have our facial expressions, and the hypothalamus actually will control body functions, and that's where the pituitary gland is. So that would control body temperature, hunger, thirst, sleep, mood, and so on and so forth. And and that would affect our hormones, because that's where the pituitary gland is, which is the one that controls the hormones and various body functions. So that's it to illustrate a little bit of what anxiety can do to us. And let's jump right into the session. So a few deep breaths in and out. While I do my sessions, body talk sessions, I tend to yawn, and it's just a way of connecting and start picking up energy and also perceiving the change of that energy. Okay, so it's common for me, but I do it a lot of it sometimes. What's coming to mind for me is the fear of not having money. And mind you that when those interactions happen, those things happen in our lives, it can deeply affect our physical body, our mind body too. I'm connecting with the purple color. And the purple color, so colors usually when they come up in body talk sessions, they have a meaning too. It's a color that brings on hope and success into life. It also helps to improve the senses of hearing, vision, smell, releases negativity, irritation. It can also have a good effect on some health issues. It can heal skin eruptions, rheumatism, nervous tension, problems with bones, kidneys, lungs, stomach, blood pressure, calm heart palpitation. So it's really bringing in the purple color to bring down the anxiety. So I'm working with an agenda, so something that the body wants me to work on. So I'm working with the physical body. So yeah, physical body. So the first thing that comes up in the session is the balancing of the musculoskeletal body, which are bones. And we work with the reciprocal sides of the body. So our body has reciprocal sides, left to right, front to back, top to bottom. So we're addressing a certain group here. So we are addressing the upper body, lower body, the upper spine, lower spine. So it's really the reciprocal points on our spine, top to bottom. There's three of them. And we're addressing the third one, which lies on the thoracic, like right on the middle of the spine. This is really affecting our diaphragm. Okay, so my pen is not writing. Give me a second. I hope this one does work. Let me see. Yep. So the diaphragm right here under the rib cage above the stomach, and that can affect our breathing as well due to anxiety. So you might start breathing like being short of breath or having very shallow breathing. All right, there's some grief starting there too. So diaphragm, lungs, heart, they tend to also store sadness, grief. And in this case, there's grief linked to the diaphragm. So I'm addressing anxiety directly now. So, and that's coming from the external, like from your environment into your body. What's next is lymph. So I'm working with lymph, and every time we do work with lymph, it's because we want to flush out what's in the blood vessels, obstructions that can be actually happening from emotions, and really clear any possible buildup of lymph nodes between the 2 points. And in this case, I'm working on pubic crest, which is close to the pubic bone right there. And the right groin. So we're gonna flush out whatever's in there between the pubic crest and the right groin. Interesting. So this time around, I am addressing a bunch of, okay, I don't know if you guys see this. All right, if you see right here, this section, all these bubbles, I'm actually addressing all of them at the same time. So body chemistry, active memory, cellular repair, lymph, circulation, nerve supply, musculoskeletal, everything in there. Next is the brain. So we're actually working on the spine, so on the reptilian brain that starts right here on the base of the skull. Yeah, I don't have it. So the reptilian brain does address the whole spine, right? So let me see which aspect of it I'm working on. It's actually the sacral bone, which is, imagine your pelvis, right in between your pelvis. That's just the very end of our spine. That stack of bones right in the middle. And we're working on the S3, so the sacral 3 on the right side. All right, so this gives me a formula, and I'm ready to tap that out. If you want to join me, or if you want to just receive, that's fine. And if so, you have to tap the head, the heart, and the belly button area. And take deep breaths. So this is different from tapping the cortices, okay? We're tapping a full body talk session, so you don't have to put the hand positions behind the head. So when I was really let me see. All right, so when I was tapping here, the whole group, all these bubbles, it means that the anxiety that we are addressing in the session is affecting all those aspects of our body, or of our physical body right there. That's why it was the whole group. So there's more to work on, and let me see what's next. We're still working on our musculoskeletal group, so the bones and the reciprocal points. So now we're going to work on the group, on the second group of these reciprocals. And we're going to work on the temporal bone, which is right here where the limbic brain is. These are the temporal bones, and the ilium. So it's just imagine the front of your pelvis, like into your groin, right there. So we're gonna do yeah, we're actually balancing both sides because that's working on the limbic brain, the bilateral limbic brain, the emotional brain that we are working on for anxiety. So now we're doing circulation, a nerve supply. And when we do that, we are actually enhancing that blood flow into these different, into the system or body part. So we're working on the blood. Let me see of what body part. Of the limbic brain, right? So we're bringing the circulation of blood into the limbic brain, both sides. And enhancing that circulation. What's up next is the circulatory system. No specifics on the circulatory system, so the whole circulatory system. And we are doing a cellular repair on an acquired condition, so something that you've developed or we have developed. Okay, so this is different. I think I have to do the cellular repair of everything here, but let me check again. Yeah, it's actually all body parts. I wish I could, let me see if I can show this to you. All right, so these two boxes here, that's what we're working on. So we're repairing all these body parts, skin, blood, lymph, nerve, muscle, fat, and systems. So all the systems in the body, all on the cellular level. All right, so this is another second part of the formula, which I'm ready to tap. So please join me. Take deep breaths to do the proper scanning of the imbalances and correct the body-mind. All right, and that's about it. That's our session on anxiety, our body talk session on anxiety. You can just, like I said, receive the benefits. Make sure you drink lots of water. That's also always beneficial to improve the results of a body talk session and help clear all those different systems in the body. And also tap your cortices, okay? Try and tap your cortices every day, and that will speed up the healing process of this session. And that's it for now. Until next time, will be posting this on my YouTube channel right now, as you know. Leave me a comment if anything you've experienced or any questions, let me know. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the session, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye now.